The following is a live presentation from Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ryan Jacket. Boy, have I got a mess of hair right there. Welcome to the program for this 15th day of January 2024. And today, the first week of our 1988 replay continues. Our first of our Friday games, April 8th. 1988, we feature the defending National League champion St. Louis Cardinals against the Pittsburgh Pirates in their third game of the season. Now, the Cardinals are coming, as we said, off the pennant, which is pretty good, and they aren't going to get close again for a while. This team that you're about to see isn't all that good. They finished in 5th place in the National League East. The Pirates, I think, are actually a better team on paper. The Cardinals are about a week and a half away of making a rather substantial trade, sending Tommy Herd of the Minnesota Twins in return for Tom Bernansky, which will give the team some much-needed power as Jack Clark is gone from St. Louis at this point. The Pirates, that's a pretty good team when you look at it in a moment. Of course, they will win, 3 straight National League East titles from 90 to 92. Never quite get over the mountain. But Barry Bonds, again, that's a pretty good team. And so it is a rainy night in St. Louis. We'll have the Blue Jays and the Twins for you from the Metrodome on Wednesday to finish out our first week of the season. But for now, it is the Pirates and the Cardinals. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Tonight, from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, it will be the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Afternoon baseball, John. How are you? Big Dave, good afternoon. And Jamie, how are you? It is a rainy day or evening in St. Louis. Danny Cox, 3-8 in real life for the Cardinals, going against Brian Fisher, a household name in his own house. Let's first tell you about Cox. Danny, who was a big part of that 85 team, I believe it was the game one starter in that World Series. 29 years old at this point, fastball at 87 and a fly ball pitcher. Only is going to make 13 starts. One of the reasons why the Cardinals struggled. His earned run average is decent. Well, not really. It's an 87 in ERA+. 3.98 ERA and a 3-8 record. Making his first start of the year. The offense for the Pirates. Here's how we'll line them up for you. Barry Bonds leads off in left. Jose Lean will play second and bat second. Andy Van Slyke, former St. Louis Cardinals, in center. He'll hit third. Bobby Bonilla, DJ John, how are you? Cleans up. That's Bobby Bonilla, not DJ John. Cleans up at third. Darnell Coles over from the Tigers and right will bat fifth. Sid Bream will be a big part of Atlanta's future. At first will bat sixth. Mike LaValliere, Spanky behind the plate, will bat seventh. Al Padrique at short batting eighth, and Brian Fisher gets the call, batting ninth. Defensively for St. Louis, Vince Coleman is a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie McGee is an 8 and a 7 in center, and Disco Dan Ford is a 6 and a 2 in right. Terry Pendleton is a 9 at third. Ozzie Smith a 10 at second. Tommy Herb probably downgraded a bit from where he really should be, because he ain't going to be here all that long. He's on a midnight train to Minneapolis in about 10 days. Oh, really? Anyway, Her's a 5 at second. Bob Horner had the unfortunate fortune of trying to replace Jack Clark at first. He's a 3. Tony Pena is a 9 behind the plate, and I made that a little too tight to read. And Cox is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. The 1988 Topps podcast just did an episode with Al Padrique. That's cool. Did I give you the rest of Danny's numbers? 86 innings, 89 hits, 6 homers, 25 walks, and 47 strikeouts. Bonds 2 for 10 on the short season. 283, 24 homers, and 58 RBI. So Cox is ready, Pena's ready, and this one starts with a base hit into right center field. McGee will cut it off, and Bonds will hold with a single. Pena, by the way, is a 9 behind the plate and a 9 arm. And, of course, he had that interesting squat where he pretty much kneeled on one knee for entire game. So Jose Lean 2 for 7 in the early going, 262, 2 homers, and 49 RBI on the real year. Into right, Ford has it for the out. So 1 out for Andy Van Slyke. Thumper 2 for 7 with a triple and an RBI in the really early going. 288 overall. 15 triples from Andy. 25 homers and 100 RBI. Cox with 1 out. And he balks. And someone did remind me, and I'm going to draw a blank on who that is, that this is the balk year. This is our 4th game that we've done, and we've had a balk in all of them. It's kind of like being in the audience for Oprah. You get a balk, and you get a balk, and you get a balk. So 1 strike count to Van Slyke. Danny deals. That's ripped into right center field. Ford will cut it off. Van Slyke has a single, and the runner will hold it third in Bonds. So 1 out for Bobby Bonilla, off to a great start. 4 for 6, a homer and 2 RBI. Overall, he gets paid $1 million from the Mets every year. 274, 24 homers and 100 RBI. So not sure if anyone realized it in 1988, but for the Pirates, it really was the start of something big. Bonilla into right field, Ford over in the alley, and he will make the catch. Van Slyke goes back. Bonds will tag and score without a throw, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. For Darnell Coles, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in the first 2 games of the year. 232, 5 homers, and 36 RBI. Cox deals to third. Pendleton scarfs it over to her, and that will retire the side. Pirates get a run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave a runner on, half an inning in the books. 1-0 Pittsburgh. So let's tell you about Brian Fisher. He pitched for the Yankees. 26 years old. Fastball at 87 and a fly ball pitcher. 8-10 with a 4.61 ERA. Making the first of 22 starts on the year. He will see some time in the pen. 146 and a third, 157 innings. 13 homers, he walked 57 and struck out 66. Here's how the Cardinals will line up. Vince Coleman leads off in left, and he already has 2 stolen bases on the year. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith, will bat second and play short. Tommy Herr, not going to get too many games with the Cardinals. He'll bat third and play second base. Bob Horner cleans up at first. Willie McGee in center field will bat fifth. Terry Pendleton at third goes sixth. Kurt Ford, so not Disco Dan, but Kurt Ford in center, right field rather, will bat seventh. Tony Pena with those 80s. Imagine catching with glasses on. Behind the plate, batting eighth. And Danny Cox on the mound will bat ninth. Cox should throw about 110 pitches. Fisher about 100, so just about 6 for Fisher and just about 7 for Cox. Defensively for the Pirates, Barry Bonds is a 6 and a 3 in left. Andy Van Slyke a 7 and an 8 in center. Darnell Coles a 4 and a 4 in right. Bonilla is a 6 at third. Padrique a 7 at short. Lean is a 7 at second. Bream a 6 at first. That's not a terrible middle of the infield. Mike LaValliere is a 7 and I think a 7 behind the plate. And Fisher is a 6 on the mound with an .885 fielding percentage. Coleman off to a good start, 3 for 7 on the replay with a double. Overall, 260, 3 homers, and 38 RBI, and he'll steal 81 bases. He's not going to bunt or play him back, and he strikes out. Fisher got him to chase an 0-2 fastball. So now they come in for Ozzie Smith, 1 for 7, a single and RBI. Ozzie at 270, 488, 3 homers and 51 RBI. He's not going to bunt. Into right field, Coles. 2 out. For Tommy Hurd, Tommy 1 for 8 with an RBI, 260, a homer, and 3 RBI in his 2 weeks or so in St. Louis. Fisher deals, and Hurd draws the walk. And Tommy a good threat to steal. Here's Bob Horner, 1 for 6. Bob, 257 overall in 88, 3 homers and 33 RBI. I completely had forgotten that Horner played in St. Louis. Horner in the line down at third, and Bonilla will watch somebody from St. Louis proper make the catch. A ball and 2 strikes to Horner. Fisher deals. And Horner gets hit. Crowd doesn't like that. In fact, Horner's hurt, and the Cardinals are going to have to make a substitution already. So, by the way, I should let Dave know that he got hurt, but they kept him in the game. So Lawless will pinch run and play first. Her on second, Lawless on first, 2 out for McGee, 375 in the really early going, 3 for 8. 292 overall, 3 homers and 50 RBI. And of course, Willie will have done something in 1990 that I'm not quite sure will ever happen again. Do you remember what it was? Pitch to McGee. Ground ball to third. Bonilla over to Lean, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Cardinals leave on 2, and after 1-0 Pirates. Hosea Kendo will play first. Lawless not much of a first baseman, so Kendo is a 6 at first. 25 years old, and it's going to play an awful lot for the Cardinals. Yeah, the injuries, Jamie, are just in game, but a guy can get hurt and reduced and stayed in. It said he was out the rest of the game, but it didn't want me to pinch run for him. So that's an error in the game. Yep, Willie McGee won a batting title in the National League for the Cardinals, but finished the year with Oakland. Pretty remarkable. Bream has a home run and 2 RBI, 1 for 4. Sid 264, 10 homers and 65 RBI. Yeah, that was a glitch. It did say he was out the rest of the game, which is why I replaced him, because that's what it told me. In the right, Ford. Chris is there. 1 out for Mike LaValliere. Spanky 0 for 8 to start the year. 261, 2 homers, and 47 RBI. And LaValliere draws the walk. So I will zip this and send it to Mr. Cook. Al Padrique, podcast star that he is. 1 for 8 on the replay with a double. Overall for Pittsburgh, 180 in limited duty. No homers and 4 RBI. In the left, McGee will make the catch for the out. I wonder, because players did bonuses even in those days, if McGee had that in his contract. Imagine being with another team, you win the batting, you've been traded, however that worked. And although you didn't win it with the team that you're on, do you still get the bonus? Brian Fisher, by the way, 2 for 42 in real life with an RBI and a double. Horner is back from a year in Japan in '87, Jamie says, where he hit 31 homers in 91 games, but he was a bust in the Cards, for the Cards. Or with the Cards. You mean it wasn't in the cards for him to be in the Cards? Horner, of course, had that 4 home run game against Montreal for Atlanta in '86. Snap throw down to Akendo, and Lavalier is back. 1-0 the count, 2 out. Cox deals. Fisher, slow ground ball to Jose. Akendo to the bag, and that should take care of that. We go to the bottom of the second inning, no runs, no hits. The Pirates have left on 2 after an inning and a half. It's Pittsburgh 1, St. Louis nothing. So Pendleton, Ford, and Pena to face Fisher here in the second. Terry 1 for 5 with an RBI. Overall 253, 6 homers, and 53 RBI. Horner, probably because it was Atlanta and they needed the talent then, was one of those rare players ever to play in the minor leagues. He went from Arizona State right to Atlanta. Pitch to Pendleton. Fisher can't play it, and Terry's going to beat it out. So Fisher had it play him. And now I'll bring up Kurt Ford. 0 for 1. He struck out in his previous at-bat. Kurt at 195, a homer, and 18 RBI, and that's why they probably went out and got Tom Bernansky. Struck him out. That's 2 for Fisher. A 2-2 fastball swung on and missed. Brings up Tony Pena, looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 6. In '88, 263, 10 homers, and 51 RBI. 1 out, Fisher deals. Right back up the box, there should be 2. Lean for 1, the throw to Bream, and that is a 1-4-3 double play. We've played 2 here in St. Louis. No runs, no hits in the air. It does not hurt. After 2, 1-0 Pirates. So Cox opening 9, 30 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, and a walk. John says, I remember my grandfather saying, how about that Hoarder kid challenging Smitty for the home run crowd? I am assuming he's talking about Mike Schmidt. Bond singled and scored in the first, the lone run of the ballgame. Cox finds and fires, and Barry laces this one into center. He's going for 2, and the throw is not in time. So Bonds has his second double of the year. Here's Leaned, who's 0 for 1. Horner could hit. Horner and Dale Murphy, were quite the combination for Atlanta in the early part of the 80s. He drops one down, and he's not going to get thrown out. The throw is late to Okendo. Voice chatting. You know, there's something you'd have to explain to your grandfather. So Aline will beat that out. Runners on the corners. Nobody out for Van Slyke, who singled his first time up. So Bonds on third, leaned on first, and Cox in a world of trouble here in the third. To first, Okendo. They're going to try for 2. Ozzie for 1, and Van Slyke is going to reach. So Bonds will score. They had an equal chance of turning 2 or getting the runner at the plate, so they tried for 2, and they got 1. So 2-0 Pirates. Van Slyke on first. Bonds has scored twice. And here's Bobby Bowe, who got hit by a pitch. I'm sorry, sac fly. Gets away from Pena, and Van Slyke moves up 90. Now, I can say this word because I don't have that device, but the more I try to pronounce, the more Siri gets wrong. That's John's thing. Problem is, once they become activated, no matter what your assistant is, they will say things back to you that you realize that they were listening to. So a 2-0 count to Bobby Bowe in the right center. McGee running back and will make the catch. Van Slyke goes back to tag. And McGee's going to try for him. The play at third is going to be close. A good throw from McGee, but he's in there. So runner on third, 2 out for Darnell Coles, who's 0 for 1. 2-0 Pirates, 2 out here in the third. Cox pitches into right field. Ford takes a step back, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. They get a run on 2 hits and leave a runner on. And after 2.5, it's the Pirates 2, the Cardinals nothing. So Mr. Cox, Mr. Coleman, and Mr. Smith. The Cardinals have 6 switch hitters in that lineup. 6. Danny Cox is not one of them. He went 1 for 23 in 88 and struck out 13 times. Just like that. Chased a 1-2 fastball, 1 out. Opening 9 for Fisher, 42 pitches, 2 1/3, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Coleman struck out to start the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Slow bounder to leaned on the plastic, but a good strong throw, and Vince is retired, 2 out. So here's Ozzie Smith. Ozzie's 0 for 1. Cardinals don't have a hit, but they've left on 2. And Ozzie draws the walk. So a 2-out walk, you never want to do that. Here's Tommy Herr, who walked his first time up. Have I ever had Madam Speaker, because I don't want to set her off, just chuckle for no reason? I would think, no, I haven't had that. I've read that that'll happen at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And that would scare the absolute living daylight right out of you. Now, my Bluetooth is tied to her. And so at 3 in the morning, if Windows decides it wants to have a conversation with my computer, I'll hear it beep really loud to say that that's been disconnected. And then I got to get up, wait for my computer to do its thing so I can put it back to sleep. Pitch or throw to first, and Ozzie is, did they get him? I think they got him. He was going, and they're going to get him in a pickle, and Pedrique puts down a tag. How about that? No runs, no hits, no errors, and they don't leave anybody on. After 3, Pittsburgh 2, St. Louis nothing. So Bream, Lavalier, and Pedrique to face Cox here in the 4th. So yeah, to get woken up by Madam Speaker because my computer wants to burp, it's not the most pleasant experience. And of course, the light from the laptop wakes up the wife. In the left field, Coleman in the corner, and Vince makes the catch, 1 out. So here's Lavalier. I'm surprised they did not put grass into here earlier. 88 would be the first year in St. Louis, as Lavalier walked his first time up, that the football Cardinals had gone to Phoenix. Oh, it's happened to you guys a few times. That's scary. High ground ball to Akendo. Jose to the bag for the out. 2 away. Here's Pedrique, who's 0 for 1. Of course, we're now surrounded by AI devices that are supposedly supposed to help us. Madam Speaker, I use an awful lot. But Cortana and Google are things that I don't use. Pitch to Pedrique. Up the middle. Hurst got it. Snares it. Throws to Okendo for the out. And after 3.5, no runs, no hits, no errors. Pirates 2, Cardinals 0. So here is a way too early look at the standings. Tigers in first place. They swept the Red Sox to go 3-0. California leads the American League West by a game. The Dodgers haven't won yet. San Francisco a game and a half on Houston and Cincinnati. And the Mets have already been declared the winner of the National League East. They're 3-0. And you can see some of the early stats. Watching the KC game on Saturday, John says, and he sets off the Ottawa mob because it blew him away about how extreme the temperature can... Yes, between summer and winter, absolutely. No way in purgatory the Bills could have played yesterday, by the way. Tommy Herr walked his first time up and was at the plate when Ozzie Smith got picked off. In the left center field, Van Slyke coming in, makes the catch, 1 out. I think John is going to drive to Amazon headquarters and have a word with the people that program Twitch, besides the bad app. And the fact that we've done 4 streams this year, and he set off the auto model all 4 times. Here's Okendo. Jose, first at bat of the year for Jose. 277, 7 homers, and 46 RBI for the Cardinals. Not much of a threat on the bases. Does have a good eye. He walked 52 times. Pitch to Okendo. Ground ball to third. Bonilla's got it. Over to Bream. For the... Oh, he throws it away. And Okendo's going to reach on the air. First error for Bobby Bowe. And Okendo's on second as he hits Keith Olbermann's mom. I don't know why Keith Olbermann's mom just keeps going to my streams, but there she is. 1 out for McGee, who's 0 for 1. How about the Lions, by the way? Their first playoff win in 32 years. Pitch to McGee, and he draws the walk. So first and second for the Cardinals. 1 away for Pendleton, who's 0 for 1. Okendo with average speed on second. McGee has the Air Jordans all pumped up and ready to go on first. This might be 2. Lean's got it. Pedrique for 1. Al will throw. Not at all as Pendleton is on. So a 4-6 on the fielder's choice. 2 out for Ford. Mind you, the Cardinals still don't have a hit. But the chances of Brian Fisher hanging around to the end of this one are none. To Leaned again. Snap throw to Bream, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Cardinals don't have a hit at all, but they've left on 4. The strangeness of baseball. After 4, 2-0 Pittsburgh. So Fisher, Bonds, and Lean to face Cox here in the 5th. Bryan is 0 for 1. Popped up right side. Herr dodges the raindrops and makes the catch. The wind is blowing in from right at 16. I believe that's blowing off the mighty Mississippi. Hard, and it's a light rain and 56 degrees. Barry Bonds, by the way, has singled, doubled, scored both the Pirates' runs. Cox threw 18 batters, 52 pitches, 4 1/3. 4 hits and a walk. In the left field, Coleman should grab this. He does. 2 out. For Jose Lean, who's 1 for 2. Cox's pitch to first. Okendo will make a great play, get up, take it to the bag himself, and out go the Pirates. Halfway home on a cold, windy day in Burlington. Pirates 2, Cardinals nothing. If you joined us late, yep, we're playing some baseball on this holiday. Pirates lead the Cardinals 2-0, and from April 8th, 1988, the 14th anniversary of Henry Aaron's magical 715th home run. 2-0 Pirates. Bobby Bonilla, a sac fly in the first to make it 1-0. And I don't know if Jamie's still with us or not, but you see right there in the summary, Horner was injured, but the game did not replace him. In the third, Andy Van Slyke, a fielder's choice to score Barry Bonds, and Barry has both the runs. Brian Fisher. All right, so there you go. It injured him and told him he was out, but it didn't pull him. Brian Fisher hasn't allowed a hit through 4, but he's walked 3. And Danny Cox, a 4-hitter through 5, and has given up 2 runs and just walked a batter. So Tony Pena grounded into a double play his first time up. Pena, Cox, and Coleman to face Fisher here in the 5th. Popped up, right side, leaned, 1 out. Cox struck out his first time up. Of course, you know, anytime that you change code, the more you add, the more you can muck up. There's a ground ball to Fisher over to Bream, 2 out. Beta tested some stuff, you guys know that. You are just never going to run into every possible situation while you're beta testing. 2 out for Coleman. Fisher opening 18, 72 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Coleman is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Struck him out. So Fisher has not allowed a hit through 5. And the Pirates lead 2-0. So Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Coles to face Cox here in the 6th. Andy, 1 for 2. A single and an RBI. Fly ball right field. 4 down the line. 1 out. Brings up Bobby Bonilla. Fielder's choice, RBI. I'm sorry, it's a sac fly RBI. And is 0 for 1. Second verse for Ford is going to be the same as the first. 2 out. Here's Coles. Darnell is 0 for 2. Cox deals. That's ripped in the right center. That's only the 5th hit for the Pirates. Ford will throw it back in the infield, and Darnell has himself a double. For Sid Bream was 0 for 2. Only the 5th hit for the Pirates. Fly ball, right field. Ford will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. The Pirates leave on a runner. They've left on 4. And through 5.5 here at Busch, 2-0 Pirates. So Fisher pulling a Joe Cali here, walking a whole bunch of batters, but there's a bagel in that H column. Ozzie Smith has one of those walks and is 0 for 1. Fisher starts the 6th, right back up the box, and Fisher can't get it. Fisher will take the error. He bobbled it. So again, no hits for the Cardinals, but that's the 3rd error for the Pirates. Tommy Herr is walked. He's 0 for 1. Goes to the plate. Herr line drive to leaned. And Aussie's back. 1 out for Oquendo. Hit and run is on. Oquendo throw down to Padrique. Goes into center field. Ozzie has the base stolen and goes into third. And so it is an unusual game where one team doesn't have a hit. The defense has now made 4 errors. My goodness. So a 2-2 count to Oquendo and a runner on third. Fisher, ground ball to third. Bonilla will go for the sure out at first. Ozzie will score. It's a 2-1 ball game. Jamie says, I thought you didn't like doing dead ball games. You got to give it a little... Not really. Here's McGee. He's over 1 with a walk. Somewhere, somehow, Ty Cobb is laughing at this. 4 errors for the Pirates. They came into this with a .955 fielding percentage, which is awful for just 2 games. They split with the Phils and have been off for about 3 days. Two out, nobody on. McGee to short. Padrique has it, throws to Bream. And we're through 6. We'll see what they do with Fisher. He's at 100 pitches. He hadn't allowed a hit. Pirates 2. Cardinals did get a run, but Pittsburgh had 2 errors. Showed you what the Pirates did. The Cardinals split with the Reds in Cincinnati. This is their home opener. And they were coming off a day off, so everybody's fresh. LaValliere has walked. He's 0 for 1. The only walk given up by Cox as we start the 7th. Base hit, left field. Coleman will pick it up. And that'll bring up Padrique. Al is 0 for 2. This is day 5 of the season already. Struck him out. First for Cox. How about that? A 1-2 fastball. Got in the chase. So curious what they do with Fisher here. He's over his pitch count, but he hasn't allowed a hit. They're going to yank him. So Randy Milligan, 1 for 5 with 3 RBI and a double. 223 homers and 8 RBI in the year. I can't say as I blame them for making that move. So if it is a no-hitter, it'll be a combined effort. Into left field, Coleman retreats, makes the catch. So 2 out for Bonds, 27 batters deep for Cox, 89 pitches, 6 2/3, 6 hits, a walk and a strikeout. And there's a base hit left side, so Bonds is now 3 for 4. He has singled twice and doubled. And LaValliere's going to try for third. Coleman's throw, not in time. So first and third for Lind, who is 1 for 3 with a single. Danny deals, struck him out. Stretch time, 2-1 Pirates. Well, somehow, some way, Jeff Robinson has appeared in both the games so far for the Pirates. He's 28, fastball at 90, and a ground ball pitcher. He pitched on the 6th, so he's got a day's rest in their 6-1 win over the Phils. He went an inning in the 3rd, 22 pitches, a hit and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 2 in the 3rd, 2 hits. The run came against the Phillies on the 5th, a walk and 2 strikeouts. And his picture's not there, so you're stuck looking at Chico Lind. Terry Pendleton is 0 for 2. Robinson won't be able to finish it out unless he is major league efficient. In the right center field, Van Slyke, 1 out. For Kurt Ford is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got him! An 0-2 curve, swung on and missed. So here's Tony Pena. Tony is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. Robinson winds and fires. Ground ball to 3rd. Bonilla over to Bream. And would you believe the Pirates are 6 outs away? Wow. We go to the 8th. 2-1 Pittsburgh. So Van Slyke, Bonilla, and Coles to face Danny Cox in what will be his last inning. Andy 1 for 3, a single and an RBI. Into right field, Ford over in the corner. That's down the line and caught. Ford actually had to bounce off the half wall to make the play. 1 out for Bobby Bonilla. And that is ripped into right center. That's extra bases. Bonilla's in the 2nd standing. His first double of the year. For Darnell Coles, who's 1 for 3. That hit was a double. Bonilla on 2nd. Popped up. Pena doffs the mask. Juggles over the tart machine, and that's foul. It has rained all the way through the ballgame. 49 degrees now. It's a cold night here in St. Louis. And the winds are now shifting right to left at 17. The 0-2 from Cox. Ripped into right center for a base hit. Bonilla's going to round 3rd and score. And the Pirates have a 3-1 lead. Now Coles is hurt. Do they yank him? And they will. Miguel Garcia will run at first. And out will come Cox. And it's going to be... I got to face 1 batter here. Or how many out? Lefty. So Larry McWilliams will come in to pitch. Larry is 34. Used to pitch for the Braves, I believe. Fastball at 84 and a fly ball pitcher. 6-9 in 88 with a 3.90 ERA. 42 games. But he started 17. 136 innings for Larry. 130 hits. 10 home runs, 45 walks, and 70 strikeouts. So Miguel Garcia in his he's a baby. 1 and only game will pinch run. Don't you just love April? Bream is 0 for 3. So the lefty McWilliams on to face the lefties Bream and LaValliere. Sid stays in the game, and McWilliams draws the balk. That's a bulk of balks. Don't say that 10 times fast. Pirates have a run in here in the 8th. 3-1. And a 2-ball count to Bream. Herr should grab it. To first, Oquendo is there, and Sid moves to 2nd. So Garcia moves to 3rd. Here's LaValliere. Spanky 1 for 2. He has singled and walked. McWilliams deals, and there's a ground ball to first. Oquendo takes it to the bag, and that will retire the side. So, Jeff Robinson stays in the ball game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Pirates get a big run on 2 hits and no errors. It's Pittsburgh 3, St. Louis 1. So, goodness. Who can hit a righty? Who can hit a righty? It'll be Steve Lake, who has not played yet in this replay. 15 for 54 overall, 278, a homer, and 4 RBI. Robinson starts the 8th. Struck him out. A check swing on a 2-2, and it's a big strike zone. So that brings up Coleman, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, and now there are some pretty good murmurs going around the crowd. And that'll do it. There goes the no-hitter. Vince Coleman has broken it up. But it took the Cardinals 7 1/3 innings to get there. And now you got Ozzie Smith, who is 0 for 2. He has stolen a base. He took third on an error and has scored. And Ozzie stole 57 in 88. First hit for the Cardinals. They throw to Bream, and Coleman's back. Figures that Coleman would never had one in Action PC that I've played. Actually, that's not true. I had one, Jim Bouton, in 64 for the Yankees. But for all the games that we've done on the streams, and we must be close to 700, I've never streamed a no-hitter live. Pitch to Ozzie. Into right field. Back goes Reynolds. Way back there. And we are tied up. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. He didn't hit one from that side of the plate until 1985, and now he's got one here the third day of 88. He only hit 3 on the year. And with the blink of an eyelash, the Cardinals have tied this ball game up. My goodness. The Cardinals think at this point that they're going to go toe-to-toe with the Mets. Over the last 3 years, they have been the top 2 teams in the National League East. Ozzie hitting a homer there is probably as rare as a no-hitter. Yeah, the first time he ever hit one left-handed was against Niedenfuer in the NLCS in 85. Tommy Herr is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he draws another walk. And Barry Jones is going to pitch. So Jeff Robinson chokes the bit. Barry Jones looks like he needs some fiber in that picture, doesn't he? He's 25 years old. Fastball at 89 and a ground ball. Plus pitcher. He's pitched in both of the Pirate games so far. He went an inning on Wednesday in their 6-1 win. 14 pitches and a strikeout. So for Barry, it's 2 innings and 2 strikeouts. Oquendo will bat. Jones 1-1 with 2 saves and a 3.04 ERA in real life. So Herr on first. He's the go-ahead run. And it gets away from LaValliere, and Herr moves up 90. So 1 out. And with McGee coming up, Oquendo's going to, well, full count? Maybe not. I was going to lay one down. So Oquendo has worked it full. To first, pretty much the same as a bunt. Breen will take it to the bag himself. Tommy Herr goes to third. He's the go-ahead run. And now to leave it up to Willie McGee to bring him in. Willie is 0 for 2 with a walk. An Ozzie Smith homer here in the 8th has tied it. Pitch to McGee. Struck him out. Well. We go to the 9th. The Cardinals get 2 hits and make them count. The 2-run homer from Ozzie Smith makes it a 3-3 ball game. So former Vermont Red Scott Terry comes on. His first appearance of the year. Scott made 11 starts. He worked primarily out of the pen, 9-6, with a 2.92 ERA. He's 29 years old. Over from the Reds organization, as we said, fastball at 86. And a standard pitcher. And 129 in the third innings. 119 hits, 5 homers. He walked 34 and struck out 65. Padrique, a pinch hitter, and then that man Bonds in the 9th. Terry, as it continues to rain, digs in the mound. The wind, he's allowed to blow on his hands. It's 48, and that wind is blowing upstream at 17 from right to left. In the right field, Ford, 1 out. So let's see what the Pirates do with Barry Jones. Barry went 0 for 5 in 88 with 2 strikeouts. And Rafael Belliard will come to the plate. Is not batted yet. 213, no homers, 11 RBI. Does have a good eye at the plate. To third, Pendleton snares it over to Akendo. 2 out. For Barry Bonds. There we go. The crowd got awful quiet there for a second. Mr. Bonds has had himself a day. Some orange juice, bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, glass of milk, some toast and butter, part of a complete nutritious breakfast, maybe some vitamin B12 along the way. He has singled twice, doubled, and scored twice. Terry deals. To short, the Wizard snares it over to Akendo, and that will retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bob Kipper will come in to pitch. It's the Pirates 3, the Cardinals 3. So Kipper, 24 years old, fastball at 90, fly ball pitcher. 2-6, a 3.74 ERA in real life. He faced the Phillies in the opener on the 5th. Went 1 inning in that loss. 28 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. So Pendleton, Ford, and Pena. And you got to figure we're going to see what we can do to replace Chris Ford. Pendleton is 0 for 3. Cardinals have been held to 2 hits, but we're tied here in the 9th. So if St. Louis scores, it's over. Got him. 2-2 fastball for strike 3. So Ford will come out. Jim Lindemann will pinch hit. Lindemann 2 for 7 on the replay. 209, 2 homers, and 7 RBI in real life. Pena on deck. Got him. That's 2 for Kipper. We got a good morning and a good afternoon. So will Tony Pena be a good night? He's 0 for 3. Cardinals. Well, Pena's actually got a good chance to win this right here, right now. He hit 10 on the real year. Kipper deals. Ground ball to Padrique. Free baseball on a holiday. How about that? After 9, 3-3. So leaned Van Slyke and Bonilla to face Terry. I need a new right fielder. It will be Lindemann, who was a 2 and a 3 out there. Kendo is a better defender, but he was also the best option I had at first. So let's set the Cardinal defense for you. Terry on the mound, the outfield of Coleman, McGee, and Lindemann. Pena behind the plate. Pendleton, Ozzie Smith, Tommy Herr, and Jose Oquendo around the infield. Jose is 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. To center field in the left center, McGee, 1 out. That wind is now shifted out to right center at 17. If a left-handed hitter such as Andy Van Slyke can find a jet stream, it would be right now. Andy is 1 for 4. Has singled and driven in a run. Left center, McGee, 2 out. For Bobby Bonilla, Bobby 1 for 3. A double, an RBI, and a run scored. 3 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for Pittsburgh, and they have left on 7. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and they have left on 5. Bonilla, McGee's going to get a hat trick here in the 10th. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 9th, or bottom of the 10th. It's the Pirates 3, the Cardinals 3. Scott Terry can hit. And I'm looking at the outcome box. I'm going to leave him in. You might as well. He went 7 for 28. It's not like we have a lot of pinch hitting options here. I'll show you who we got. Rod Booker, who will get severely kneecapped because of his extremes. Jose De Leon, who I might need to pitch. And Tom Pagnazzi, who I need to keep because he's the backup catcher. We used him already, and Pena could get hurt. So with nobody on, and Terry only on 17 pitches, he's going to stay in the ball game. Strikes out. 1-2 fastball got him swinging. Send your cards and letters too. So here's Vince Coleman. It was his hit in the 8th that broke up the no-hitter. 1 for 4. A run scored and 2 strikeouts. He's going to square. It is down. Bonilla's coming to run, and Coleman is out. Worth trying. That was a close play. 5-4 on the putout. Here's Ozzie Smith. And again, the reason why we're still here is because Ozzie Smith homered left-handed. He'll walk, and the winning run is on base with 2 out for Tommy Herr. Tommy has walked twice. He's 0 for 2. Smith has already stolen the base. LaValliere threw it in the outfield. One of the 4 Pirate errors on the day. It is cold, man, in St. Louis. 43 degrees. Now, Herr draws a walk, and now the winning run is in scoring position for Jose Oquendo, who is 0 for 3. He came in to replace an injured Bob Horner and an RBI. And there is speed to burn. Ozzie a 9 on second. A base hit wins the ball game. And Tommy Herr sits in the Adirondack chair just waiting for something to happen. 2 out. If we go to the 11th, that's R.J. Reynolds in right. He'll lead off. He's a 4 and a 9 out there, followed by Bream and LaValliere. Kipper will throw to second on a Wheel of Fortune play, and Ozzie's back. Ozzie wasn't going anywhere with 2 out. And Oquendo is not a great hitting runner. So once again, the winning run on second. Kipper tired, deals. There's a line drive to Bream, and the band plays on. No runs, no hits. Somehow the Cardinals have 2 hits and have left on 7. And we go to the 11th, 3-3. So R.J. Reynolds is 0 for 5 on the replay. Be helpful if I didn't show you Tony Pena. He hit 248, 6 homers, and 51 RBI. Terry will go a 3rd inning. And Reynolds, it's a ground ball to her. 1 out. For Bream, who's 0 for 4. Up the middle. Her again. A fantastic diving stop on the turf. Throws to first. 2 out. So her takes a bow. Again, it has rained the entire game. That infield is soaked. Here's Lavalier, who's 1 for 3. McGee, Pendleton, and Lindemann, who's a 2 and a 3 out there and right in the bottom of the 11th. Terry's pitch. Ground ball to Akendo, and that's the 5th error of the ball game. A 1-2 squibber that I believe just got wet, and Okendo couldn't hold on to it. That's the bad news for St. Louis. The good news is Al Padrique is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Terry's pitch to her. Tommy over to first, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, and an error. Pirates have left on 8 after 10 and a half here in St. Louis. It's 3-3. So Kipper to face McGee, Pendleton, and Lindemann. Willie is 0 for 3. He has walked and struck out. Slow chopper to Padrique, over to Bream, and McGee is out, 1 away. And Vicente Palacios will come in to pitch. He's a devilish pitcher. 25 years old, fastball at 93, and a standard pitcher. 1-2 with that interesting 6.66 ERA. He would start 3 games for Pittsburgh and pitch 7 overall. 24 and a third innings, 28 hits, allowed 3 homers. He walked 15 and struck out 15. Terry Pendleton is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. 1 out, bottom of the 11th inning, in a 3-3 tie. Pitch to Pendleton, right down to Bream, and that's the 5th error for the Pirates today. You're sure we're not doing 1888, right? Playing at Buggy Whip Park. Here's Lindemann. He struck out his first time up. I mean, 31. The Pirates have given the Cardinals 36 outs. And the game is still not over. Pitch to Lindemann. Right back to Palacios. And there's 2 away. For Tony Pena, who's 0 for 4. Got him! And after 11 innings, no runs, no hits, and somehow, some way, the Pirates have made 5 errors, and it hasn't cost them yet. We go to the 12th, 3-3. What do you think, gang, huh? So Terry out to pitch his 4th inning. Palacios went 0 for 8 in real life. Not sure who the Pirates have left. They got Cangelosi and Jim Gott is who they have left. And let's scratch Ortiz. So it'll be Hostetler and Cangelosi. So they're pretty much down to Gott. As John Cangelosi is warming up. Yep. Old Hoss Rayburn is warming up in the pen. He put down his Twitter account. When I was on Twitter, man, I loved reading. Whoever was doing that was great. Cangelosi's first at-bat of 88, 254, no homers, and 8 RBI. We start the 12th. In the right, Lindemann, 1 out. Pinch hitter Coleman and Ozzie Smith for the Cardinals in the 12th. Barry Bonds, by the way, has had himself a day. 3 for 5. 2 singles, a double, and to score 2 of the Pirates' 3 runs. Struck him out. Terry got him with a 1-2 fastball. So here's leaned. Jose is 1 for 5 with a strikeout. Again, do you pull Terry at this point? In the left field, Coleman. That's foul. Somebody from Ferguson made that catch, and the count is 0-2. I mean, Terry, pitch count-wise, should be pretty good. Ground ball right side, base hit. So the go-ahead run is on for Pittsburgh. 2 out for Van Slyke. Andy, 1 for 5. A single and an RBI. 10 hits now for the Pirates with 2 out here in the top of the 12th. Right field, base hit. McGee will cut it off. And Lean goes into third. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Bobby Bonilla. R.J. Reynolds on deck. Smoke him if you got him. Here's Bonilla. Bobby 1 for 4. A double, an RBI, and a run scored. Terry deals, and he walks Bonilla. Oh, with a pitcher spot up. Miska Muska Mouseketeer. So Terry says he's not tired. You got Worrell. You technically have Bob Forsch, who will go in 3 days. The computer really says you keep Terry. And that's what we'll do. R.J. Reynolds is 0 for 1. Bases are loaded, 2 out in a 3-3 game in the 12th. Popped up, left side. McGee running over. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. The Pirates have left them loaded. And since you're at Bush, I bet you're loaded too. 3-3. Let's tell you about Jim Gott. He's 29 years old, fastball at 94 and a standard pitcher. 67 games, 6-6, 34 saves. And a 3.49 ERA, 77 in the third, 68 hits, 9 home runs allowed, 22 walks, and 76 strikeouts. Terry's day is done. Rod Booker will pinch hit. Wow, smoke him if you got him. Just reminded John of a guy he started following on YouTube. He's always says that he's 71 in games. He started playing Red Dead Redemption 2. He went from 90 followers to over 10,000 in 2 weeks. That's pretty good. I got 16 something on YouTube. So Booker, let me show you his picture. 343, no homers, and 3 RBI. Gott starts the 12th. To third, Bonilla. Over to Breen. 1 out. Pirates have not made any defensive changes outside of Reynolds. Here's Coleman, 1 for 5. Vince has struck out twice and singled and scored. He broke up the no-hitter in the 8th. The Cardinals have had a whopping 2 hits. Ground ball to Breen. 2 out. So here's the Wizard. The reason why we're still here in the 12th. He homered in the 8th. His first of the year. He's now driven in 2. And 3 on the season. He's also walked twice. Gott's pitch. Ground ball to third. Bobby Bowe has it over to Bream. And the band plays on. We go to the 13th inning. 3-3. So Bob Forrest will come in. He is 38. Fastball, a Bugs Bunny 81, and a standard pitcher, 9-4. He will start 12 games and earn an average of 373. Yeah, more. Tribe fan says more free baseball. Yes, we'll get 17-5 games. We secretly went to the Oakland Athletics clubhouse to watch their vitamin taking techniques. Force 108 2/3, 111 hits, 8 homers, 38 walks, and 40 strikeouts. Bream 0 for 5. John started to say something. Didn't quite finish it. Lavalier and Pedrique here in the 13th. Her, Akendo, and McGee for the Cardinals. Force popped up, left side. Pendleton to the rail, and an empty seat made that grab. And the count is full, 3-2. Up the middle, a base hit. So Bream is on. He is the go-ahead run. 12 hits for the Pirates. That's true. John says, if I hired a girl in a bikini to read stats from Baseball Reference, I'd be at 10,000 followers easily. I've tried to get my cat to do Hooked on Phonics, but it didn't work. Mike Lavalier is 1 for 4. He has walked and singled. Base hit center field. McGee will pick it up. So the Pirates have runners on first and third as Bream goes to third without a throw. In the words of Sheldon Cooper, Bazinga be crazy. So runners on the corners, nobody out for Pedrique. Playing in. Left field, Coleman, foul territory, makes the catch for the out. Bream will tag. Coleman uncorks a decent throw. Here it comes, and Bream is gonna score. No, they got him! They got him! Oh my word, Vince Coleman threw him out. So Pedrique with a kind of a looping foul out. I thought Bream was going to beat that throw. Coleman was a bit late with it, but I think Bream kind of watched too hard before the tag. And Pena got the tag down. My word. So I think Gott has to hit here. There's 2 out. Lavalier on first. Yeah, that's a bad call. I thought he beat it out. And so for those, the rain has finally stopped. So imagine that. You're sitting here in the rain for 4 hours, the first weekend of April in St. Louis on the home opener, and we're still at it. Gott has to hit, and he strikes out. And now, Jimmy Leland had a few words for Jose Feliciano behind the plate. We go to the bottom of the 13th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Leland keeps saying Winston tastes good like a cigarette should, but my goodness. That's Tribe fan read my mind. A few words and a few Winstons. Bottom of the 13th, 3-3. So Tommy, Akendo, and McGee, 3 runs, 13 hits, 5 errors for the Pirates. And they've left on 12. Nothing says April baseball like this gang, huh? 3 runs. It's a 3-2-1 contact game for the Cardinals. 3 runs, 2 hits in air, and they've left on 8. So Gott in for his second inning award. Herr is 0 for 2. He is walked 3 times. In the right, Reynolds, 1 out. So the Cardinals got those 2 hits in the 8th, and that's it. Here's Oquendo. Jose is 0 for 4 with an RBI. He came in to replace Bob Horner. Base hit right field. Reynolds cuts it off in the alley. And again, that's only the 3rd hit for St. Louis. So here's Willie McGee, who is 0 for 4, a walk and a strikeout. And he balks. And again, Leland has a few choice words, such as army boots, up your nose with a rubber hose, and horse pucky. So a 2-1 count. Oquendo now the winning run on second. And now the bad call on Breen looms really large now. Gott deals. Got him. 2 out. He chased a cutter out of the zone. And so now it's up to Terry Pendleton to send everyone home. Feliciano told Leland if he's not quiet, he's going to send him back to Perrysburg. So pins and needles time, 2 out here in the 13th. Lavalier and Gott have a few words. Terry is 0 for 5. Popped up, center field, Van Slyke. The band plays on. We go to the 14th. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Bob Forsch on for his second inning. It's the Pirates 3, the Cardinals 3. And Tribe fan who came up with the Perrysburg line tells me that's in Ohio, which is about 90 minutes from Cleveland. It'll be Bonds, Lean, and Van Slyke to face Forsch here in the 14th. Barry is 3 for 6. He has singled twice, scored twice, struck out, and doubled. Left center field, McGee, 1 out. Lindemann, Pena, and probably Forsch. I don't think I have anybody left. What's a few extra innings between friends? I had a 14-inning game on Thursday, or Friday, or whenever I did that game. The Mets and the Expos. Jose Lean is 2 for 6 with a strikeout. Ground ball left side, base hit. So Lean has 3 hits today. That brings up Andy Van Slyke, who is 2 for 6. Thumper has singled twice and driven in a run. Struck him out. Forsch got him on an 0-2 fastball. So here's Bobby Bonilla, who's got himself a double. He is 1 for 4. Has an RBI and a fielder's choice. Scored and walked. Pirates have 14 hits and 3 runs. Up the middle, Ozzie on the turf, throws it to Oquendo. Bonilla lunges and can't get there. So that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. The Pirates have left on 13. Holy mackerel, bottom of the 14, 3-3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, and it's root for the Cardinals. If they don't win, the Clydesdales will go in the parking lot and poop on your car. And it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. There, 14th inning stretch. It's now 39 degrees. This was a night game, so a 7:30 start. And so we're almost 5 hours into this game. So that would be 12:15 standard time on Saturday morning, April 9th, 1988. And what would have been a full house on the home opener has turned into the diehards here. Lindemann is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got him. So a 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. Here's Tony Pena. Tony is 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Jim Gott and Bob Forsch here in the 14th. Base hit left field. You're going to make me make a decision here, aren't you? I don't know if I got anybody. Although Forsch can hit. That makes that decision easy. He went 7 for 25 and drove in 2 runs. So Forsch, who's got some arrows left in the quiver, is going to hit here with 1 out in the 14th inning. They play for the bunt. I'm swinging. Look at that batting average, 363. Liner to right. Reynolds playing deep makes the catch. And Pena goes back. In fact, Reynolds had to leap to make that play. It's the second great one of the day. So here's Coleman. 2 out. Gott's got to be exhausted. Coleman 1 for 6. He has singled, scored, and struck out twice. And I can see the thumbs down coming up on YouTube because I let Bob Forsch hit. Pitch to Vinny. Grip down the line and right. Reynolds will cut it off. Pena's got 3. Is he going to go home? No, he's not. But Coleman has a double, and the Cardinals have the winning runs in scoring position. So here's Ozzie Smith. You're gonna walk him here to face Tommy Herr? So second and third, 2 out. Pena on third. He's the only one that matters right now. Vince Coleman has got the scarf, the jacket, the hot chocolate, and the Adirondack rocker on second base. It's 37 degrees here at Busch. Gott kind of shivering out there. Goes to Ozzie, struck him out, and the band plays on. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. We go to the 15th in a 3-3 tie. Got some left, Jamie. So Reynolds, Breen, who has still got Jimmy Leland steamed in the dugout, and LaValliere to face Bob Forsch. RJ is 0 for 2. Forsch starts the 15th in the left center. McGee, 1 out for Sid Bream, who is 1 for 6. I think it's safe to say that this one has been all that in a bag of chips. Right field, Lindemann, 2 out. For LaValliere, who is 2 for 5, has singled twice and walked. Tommy Herr over to Akendo, and the Pirates go quietly in the 15th. Well. So Jim Gott had his arm surgically reattached in the top of the inning. Will face Herr, Okendo, and McGee. Tommy isn't going to hit a home run here. He's 0 for 3. He has walked 3 times. Center field. Van Slyke going back. 1 out. And he didn't mind having to make that jog. It's cold. In fact, now it's 33 degrees. Wind's blowing out to right at 13. It's cold here in St. Louis. Jose is 1 for 5 with an RBI and a single. To third, Bonilla. 2 out. I wonder what my longest game is. I think I've had one go 16. And we're 1 out away from the 16th inning. Willie McGee is 0 for 5 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Gott has been promised of some vacation time in Miami after this. Struck him out. We go to the 16th inning. I didn't realize I was doing a doubleheader. Somehow, some way, the Pirates have held the Cardinals to 5 hits. It's Pittsburgh 3, St. Louis 3. Padrique, I think they have to continue with Gott and Barry Bonds. Padrique is 0 for 6 with a strikeout. I think the Mendoza game went 12 or 13. I do have that. Opener last year between the Yankees and the Royals, I think, went 15 or 16. That was supposed to be a doubleheader. Fly ball, left field, Coleman, 1 out. Gott struck out his first time up. Forrest has already gone 3 1/3. The Gott stays, and the Gabe rips a base hit. Are you kidding me? There you go, the 15th hit of the ball game for Pittsburgh. Here's Bonds. Barry 3 for 7. 2 singles, a double, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout. We're at 1 hour and 26 here. Pitch to Barry. Slow ground ball to her. Tommy goes to Ozzie for 1. Bonds is going to reach as the throw to first is late. 2 out for Jose Lean. I need a drink. Hold on here. Jose 3 for 7 with a strikeout. He has singled 3 times in this one. You know, as many games as we've done over the years, not only are no 2 ever the same, but you just never know what you're going to run into. Pendleton, Lindemann, and Pena with Forsh on deck in the 16th. Center field, McGee and Forsh does yeoman's work. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Pirates have left on 14. After 15 and a half innings, it's the Pirates 3, the Cardinals 3. So Pendleton, who has a 6% chance of sending us all home right now, he's 0 for 6 today with a strikeout. Lindemann and Pena, as Jim Gott is starting his 5th inning. Down the line and right and foul. A long, loud strike. 1-2 the count. Right center field. Back goes Reynolds, and the Cardinals walk it off. Terry Pendleton sends everybody home. And on this night, the Cardinals win their home opener by the score of 4-3. And we're going to do something that we normally don't do. Jim Gott is going to be your Digital Dice MVP. It took 5 hours and 28 minutes to play this game in fake time. So if it started at 7:30 Central, it finished at about 1 o'clock in the morning in St. Louis. Four runs, 6 hits, an error for St. Louis. They left on 11. 3 runs, 15 hits, 5 errors, and Pittsburgh left on 14. So Ozzie Smith and Jim Gott will share player of the game honors. Bob Forsch gets the win. Him and Scott Terry went 4 innings apiece. Yep. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. That's a winner. Poor Jim Gott, 4 innings, 4 hits. The home run, that was it, and 4 strikeouts. He was only supposed to go 25 pitches. He went 66. 493 pitches. And Ozzie Smith 1 for 5, but that one was a 2-run homer in the 8th. And so after all that, the Cardinals win 4-3. Wow. Well, so here's going to be something that's anticlimactic. The Cardinals struck out 15 times, by the way, and the Pirates boarded 5 balls. The rest of this Friday night in baseball. Hey, the Mets aren't going to go 162-0. The Phillies beat them 11-6. Kent DeColvey 1-0. Terry Leach 0-1. Juan Samuel, his first of the year. 2 RBI, goes 3 for 5. Chris James, by the way, had 4 hits. Oh my God, I've got like a whole column of crap to read. The Brewers beat the Yankees 9-8. Juan Nieves 1-0. Richard Dotson, major motion from your Nissan dealer, 0-1 for 1. 0-1. Paul Molitor 3 for 5 in a triple. The Dodgers win their first game of the year. They steal 5 bases. Atlanta commits 4 errors as Timmy Leary beats the Braves and some acid 1-0. Paul Kaufman 0-1. Kirk Gibson 3 for 4, a homer, and drives in 3. Red shut out the Astros 6-0. Tom Browning 1-0. He beats Nolan Ryan. Cal Daniels 1 for 4 and a homer. Expos beat the Cubs 1-0. Andy McGaffigan 1-1. Jamie Moyer, who is already 57 years old, takes a loss. Parrott picks up the first save. Cleveland beats Baltimore 2-1. Scotty Bales 1-0. Doug Siska's 0-1. Doug Jones gets his first save. I'm looking to see what else I got to read here. Toronto, 5 homers, 18 hits. Beats the Twins 13-11. The Twins start 0-3. We'll have them on Wednesday, these 2 teams. David Wells 1-0. Jeff Reardon 0-2. But yet the Red Sox would trade for him. Jesse Barfield, 2 homers, 3 RBI, 3 for 6. Gary Gaetti, 3 hits, 5 RBI, and a home run. White Sox beat the Mariners 8-3. Melito Perez 1-0. Campbell 0-1. Jeff Brantley 2 for 4, his first of the year, and drives in 3. Kansas City beats the Tigers 7-3. Bannister 1-0. Robinson 0-1. Chet Lemon has hit 2 already this year. 2 for 4 and 2 RBI. The Red Sox, you're not winning the East if you can't win a ball game. Texas beats them 6-4. Jeff Russell 1-0. Oil Can Boyd 0-1. Steve Buechele 2 for 2. A homer, his second, and drives in 2. I think I read. Kansas City stole 5 bases against the Tigers. San Diego beats San Francisco 5-4. Jones 1-0. Scott Gereltz 0-1. Mark Davis picks up his second save. And last but not least, the A's beat the Angels 4-3. Storm Davis 1-0. Kirk McCaskill 0-1. Devon White, I'm assuming, 3 for 4 and 2 RBI and a home run. All right. Wednesday, Charlie Lee and Jimmy Key from Minnesota. That is the next game on the docket. And then we have the Yankees and the Jays scheduled. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. The Yankees and the Jays. So that's what we got for you coming up. All right. Well, that's about enough of that. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the day in the football doubleheader. Later, I'm Ron Juckett. The final score, once again, in 16 innings. Got to find it. It's the Cardinals 4, the Pirates 3. Thank you so much. So long, everybody.